That's right, sir. And speaking of larger perspectives, the next category of questions received a lot of attention from our members, and that is diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'd love to start with that first question is, sir, there's a widespread desire to incorporate DE&I across the American landscape. What does the Department of the Air Force hope to achieve in incorporating DE&I policies?
Yeah, I think the short answer on that, we could go way deep on this, but the short answer is we want the best, most capable force that we can get. And we're trying to eliminate the barriers, open the doors, and making sure that, that we can do that. We can have the best, most capable force that our nation can provide. And I think all too often that we have had limitations, either policy limitations that provide barriers, or we have not done the work with the American public to highlight the opportunities that come with military service, or specifically service in the United States Air Force. So we are getting after both of those. And ultimately, that's really what DEI is getting after. Not identifying the barriers that are currently exist, getting messaging out to the public as to what opportunities do exist, and then just drawing the talent that we need to continue to excel as a force.
And sir, given that you are Director of Staff, do you have any guidance or input for CGOs on how do we better understand when we've made considerable gains with respects to diversity, equity, and inclusion?
This is the answer probably to a number of questions, and I don't mean to shortchange it by giving you this almost of a platitude of an answer. When we can stop having meetings about it, or when we can stop having specific focused discussions on it, and it becomes part of our DNA, then we've achieved success. But I do think that that's one of those things that we're going to have to continue to address. We're going to have to continue to get after it. We are dealing with human beings, either human beings that want to join the Air Force or human beings that are in the Air Force that may not fully grasp or understand where we're going with DEI. So I do see that as an issue for leadership. I see it as an issue for leadership at all levels that we're going to have to continue to message. We're going to have to continue to dialogue. And maybe those are the wrong verbs. I think we're just going to have conversations. Sort of quick war story, not that you asked for one. When back in Japan at the last assignment, when the Secretary of Defense provided guidance and direction about having essentially a stand down to talk about diversity and inclusion issues, I met with the team that was my front office. And the dialogue that we had over that 90 minutes was eye-opening to me, and I will admit that was a flaw or a shortcoming in my own understanding of the people that I worked with on a day-to-day basis. But until I had that conversation where I really didn't say anything for 90 minutes, and it took probably about 30 minutes for them to really feel comfortable talking in front of me and opening up. But I learned more about them and the issues that they were dealing with on diversity, equality or equity and inclusion, that really reshaped in a positive way the relationships and the framework for that. And that's not something you can just do once. You have to continue to come back, and you have to continue to build on those relationships. The work that we do is challenging. There is far more work than there is people to do it. And if somebody has a different perspective on that, let me know, because we could certainly reassign manpower elsewhere. But I joke. I want people to be happy, that they're putting on an Air Force uniform, or they're an Air Force civilian showing up to do the work of the United States Air Force every day. The pace is intense, the challenges are difficult, and we ask a lot of our people. But I want them to feel proud. I want them to be motivated. I want them to be encouraged. I want them to feel an integral part of a team, like they absolutely belong. And again, that's not something you can just touch once. That's something you're going to have to continue to touch every day, or continue to have those dialogues every day.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Yeah, continuous open conversations where people feel like they are in a safe space to do so is certainly warranted. And sir, we always welcome war stories. So the